But to what we're talking about, the only thing is one thing with just saying something you think is funny. The job of the comedian is to give it a perspective or give it a slant, take it to the next step.
Through the great point. All right, well,
you going clean for Quan?
Yeah, man, I got to work on being more disciplined.
When he drinking, it'll make his hairline go back, man.
Hey, the camera's about to be on. We don't talk about that. I'm Jamie Foxx when the camera's on. Don't talk about that.
Oh, shit. Don't worry, we'll cut that out if it made it to the final edit.
All right, yeah.
That's yours. I didn't mind.
Oh, that's my coffee. I'm sorry.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
Yeah. Farrakhan in the house.
On the table.
No, you could get comfortable, man. You
here for 2 hours, so.
Bro, you in Phil's penthouse right now. This
I didn't know that.
You didn't know?
Okay, respect.
Bro, he never told you about the penthouse? No. Oh, well, we here. This is Phil's penthouse. He done hiding it from everybody. This is like a little school. This is where he bring, you know what I'm saying, the VIPs.
He won't be satisfied until the IRS comes and gets me.
I thought that would you.
This is a running joke. It's how he starts every show.
The IRS. Y'all joking about the IRS?
Hey, yeah. Hey, they give out awards.
Ain't they the ones that got Red Fox, man?
They did get
They get all the black entertainers. They got Mr. Big.
They sure did.
Got Wesley.
Taken down, but the IRS
got Chris Tucker. Dang.
Yeah.
Like I feel on this somewhere, but they got enough evidence. You know?
Remember Lauryn Hill got inspired to make a new song all of a sudden.
Sure did, yeah.
She said, hold up, I'm going to see if my key to the studio still work.
And we never even saw Trump tax returns.
Nah, they'll never.
And you ain't never.
Never going to do it. The idea that I
So the IRS is racist too.
The idea I paid more in taxes than he did in 2021 bothers me to this day. And I didn't even make that much money.
That just means you're not smart.
Man, I don't got no lawyers on my side.
All right. Tell
my
them
bad.
what they into.
You remember when Trump said that?
Okay, my bad, y'all. Welcome to the penthouse. All right, we here. It's another episode. I don't know, though. It's Avery Mason. It's Phil Hunt. And we have a very special guest with us in the studio. Somebody that we have both known day one. For me, day one. I know you. I don't know if you know him day one, but I known him day one, and Phil known him just as long. All right. He's a comedian. He's a activist.
Activist?
A healthy eater.
I wouldn't say I'm an activist.
You say he's an activist?
That's why I said it with a question mark.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm an
we
activist.
jokingly refer him to.
I just read a lot. I wouldn't say I'm an activist.
He's very educated. He's from North Carolina, right? Former football player, all around good dude. Please, y'all, give it up for my homeboy Quan Wiggins in the building. Yeah.
Avery,
yo, appreciate you, bro. Avery the only one that introduced you with like your childhood credits. I'm like, bro, I played football in middle school. Why are we giving that out as a credit, bro?
Like he was in the NFL or something.
I'm trying
you know what I mean?
Avery be like, look, he was the third grade sack race champion at field day.
Nobody wants to hear about that.
You won the crab walk too, didn't you?
You gonna have some women be like, oh, a football player? And then she found out my resume and go, oh, he ain't no damn football player.
I was a 1999.
They always be capping. You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
a 1999 Albany Spades champion. I don't like to brag about this stuff, but it's on the resume, all right? I talk about it.
I assume you're gonna say football.
Oh, no.
You are 6'5", 285 pounds, talking about some spades champ.
Well, I was.
Right.
No, I'm 260, but I don't like football. It wasn't my thing.
He also did UFC.
I did do MMA. I did do.
Okay, you did something.
I didn't like football. 1 and 2. I didn't.
You quit after 3 fights?
my family found out I was doing it, and they had like an intervention. So I had.
As in your wife?
What? Not at the time, but the girlfriend and like my other family members were like, "Hey,
his mother."
Yeah, my mother
was like,
sister,
"Son,
hey, you gotta.
Your head is dented on the left side now."
But why your mama say something?
She did. She was like, I don't want you doing that. That's how I got into comedy. They didn't want me fighting. Like, we don't want you to get hurt.
They were like, find something less tragic.
Find something, yeah.
Bombing, we can deal with that. Okay, the audience didn't laugh.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a Southern thing, man. I feel like the mothers and women in the family kind of let you do what you're going to do.
Nah, my mother did not want me doing that. And I tried out for football in college, and I think I told you the story. I went out for the team. I tried. I got hit once and got knocked out, and I walked off the field.
Bro, you are too big to be getting knocked out. Who is knocking you out?
But that led to his career in film.
Yes,
now, he gets beat up on Power.
Bro.
And I don't get no
beat up on Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't understand who's big enough to knock you out.
I was in a slot. I cut across the field. I see the ball coming. I catch the ball. I jump in the air. I look to the right. I see the guy coming at me. Black.
So you got knocked out by a DB at your size?
And he was fast. He was like, what's this guy's name? He was like, who's the guy on the Jets in the Hall of Fame? The Hall of Fame. Yeah, he was like Revis, bro. He was muscly, bro. And I remember it was black, and then I opened my eyes. Everybody's looking down at me. Yo, you good? All right, come on, man. Good catch.
Yo.
Let's run it back. And I was like,
Kev is the biggest dude that describes other people as being physically intimidating when he's the most physically intimidating dude.
Yeah,
I don't see it. I don't know. I mean,
he be scared of everybody else. I get why football didn't work.
It was a security guard up here one day, and
he was
I come up the stairs. Hold on. I come up the stairs. Dude was mad intimidating. He made me stand in the hallway. I'm like texting Avery like nervously, like, yo, it's a security guard up here, man. Dude being mad, stingy. Avery walk up, look right at him, go, yo, what's up? I'm like, what y'all niggas be having, big man meetings?
Right.
dude might have been like 6'5", Avery like 6'4". They just clapped it up. It's like, oh, you ain't tell me you was with him.
They like, comparing palms or something. Like, yo, word, man.
That guy he talking about is a grizzly. That's Cardi B's security guard, and among other women that he protects. But he's a teddy bear. I know him, but I'm not afraid of him. But people like, yo, leave him alone. Bear. He's a teddy bear, man. He's a nice guy.
Was he one of your two that beat you?
No.
That got you the intervention?
Bro, honestly, it was two wrestlers who beat me. It was the first guy I beat was a boxer. The other two were wrestlers, and I'm not wrestling. It's not so good.
Did you tap out or you got knocked out?
I lost on points. They did like takedowns and throws.
Oh, okay. So technicalities.
I lost on points. Judge's decision.
Okay.
But after the third one, it was like, yo. You gotta stop.
Is there footage of this anywhere? Because I'd love to see you get your ass whooped.
You could, if you want to see me get my ass whooped, you can watch season 4.
I don't want nobody yelling cut. I want you getting
watch
cut.
season 4 of Power. You can watch The Punisher. All right, there's enough of me getting my ass whooped there.
But anyway, back to Quan, our good friend here, New York City comedian extraordinaire.
Yes.
You've been in New York how long now?
I think almost 12 years. 12 years.
Wow.
In April.
Word.
About April 14th.
12?
12 years.
12 years.
Because I feel like I've been here 11, but I feel like I was here before you.
I got here, but you might have started comedy before I did. I got here April 14th or 16th, 2012.
Okay, yeah, I was 2012 too, but I feel like maybe I didn't meet you until maybe my 3rd year or so here.
Yeah, I didn't start the comedy scene really until 2013. So I definitely met you that year.
Okay, yeah, we definitely did some mics together.
Yeah.
I think you said you wasn't around for Bar 82, but like Identity, open mic.
Identity
Bar, open mic.
Hanging out there all
Tino.
day. Yeah.
Shouts out to hashtag Tino Romero.
IG Bum.
It's IG Bum now.
Yeah, he's the bum that you see running all over IG. I know y'all want to believe that it's really that many homeless people running around the city, but that guy's actually an actor and a hell of a comedian.
You got to give him props because he used to always make jokes about, people think I'm homeless.
Right.
And then he turned it into a thing.
He embraced it. Which, that's interesting, almost just that idea, that theory of like embracing your lower self, because I feel like all of us in entertainment always try to embrace our higher self. Mm-hmm. Yo, I'm gonna get hair transplant. Yo, I'm gonna go get my teeth fixed, get the veneers, them which everybody's caught on to, like, yo, them shits come in any other size other than fucking huge.
Chiclet.
Which making fun of T.I.'s son about that.
Oh my God.
That he does look like a crank yanker when he talks. That it's just like, you're already kind of funny looking. You're damn near albino.
I stand on
and
business.
Then you got these huge teeth.
I stand on business.
But nah, I was saying that to say, like I said, everybody.
T.I. gonna roll up on you. Therefore and thereby, that is my family.
You saw that club nonsense we wrote?
Right, when he showed up in the club, bro, that was so funny, bro. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw.
We talked about it. I just had an issue with it.
Yeah.
You got an issue with it?
Yeah, because I'm like,
against T.I.?
No. I'm just
I was surprised by his take because I'm like, you're in entertainment, bro.
No.
You know how many times people use your image? Prep the audience to let them know what we're talking about.
What we're talking about, if you've been living under a rock, is that shortly after the incident T.I. had with his son, there was a club promoting a party that claimed that him and his son were going to be there, which club promoters do all the time, but they weren't going to be there. So when T.I. found out about it, he went to the club, and in the clip, you see him saying, ain't going to be no beers, ain't going to be no music, ain't going to be nothing. I'm taking everything. Nobody getting nothing. And I'm like, I'm watching this, and I'm like, I get why he's mad. I understand it. But he doing all of this, he ain't putting his hands on nobody. All that gangster talk, and I'm like, you're T.I., you're a name. You're not going to touch him. in my opinion, to make it smarter, you send somebody there to do that for you. You don't go there and do that because now people can say, look, T.I. being violent. You know what I'm saying? But he,
I'm gonna say
I think the thing is, it wasn't completely a threat of violence. He was just saying, if you're going to use my image, then I'm going to get the money off of this. So it wasn't necessarily a threat of violence, but also
he was like, "This month,
it is T.I. I think I wouldn't push him.
I know
I wouldn't push him to say that he won't get to the point of violence.
This dude,
he's also a 40-some-year-old man, bro.
Listen,
you don't start with violence at 40.
This dude rolled up on Mayweather about Tiny. Which, first off, that means you really love your wife. Because look, any regular dude pull up on my wife and too close to my wife, I'm going to have something to say. But any boxer, hey, you got it.
Well,
if you want it, you can have it.
That don't mean he can fight when
he pulled up on a
when you can hit below the belt. That don't mean he can fight in that scenario, though.
Don't mean who
Mayweather can fight when there are rules. Can he fight when there are no rules? That's undetermined.
I wouldn't want to find out.
That's undetermined.
He beat everybody he's stepped in the ring with. I don't know what he
did without when they're playing by a set of rules.
I'm not taking my chances. I don't want to take. I'm not taking no chances on that.
I'll just take, hey, champ, you got it. You saw what happened to
Mayweather is known for being able to block and evade punches. Can he block and evade kicks?
I mean, he beat Conor McGregor. He beat Conor McGregor.
But Conor McGregor won't kicking.
I'd take my.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't feel like
we know he can block up here.
Undefeated. I'm not taking that chance.
In boxing,
you can have my wife. What was the old comedian saying? My wife, please take my wife,
please.
You got her, buddy. So my point was, T.I. will fight you. Mm-hmm. So if you think, and like Quan saying, bro, somebody using your image, that's highly fucking annoying. And you got to imagine in Atlanta, that's probably the 1,000th time this month somebody's using.
But that was part of why he felt it was disrespectful, because he's like, yo, this is my town. So if a promoter in Houston or Michigan does that, he'll probably go whatever. But in his hometown where he does stuff for the community, he's like, yo, don't disrespect me like that, man.
He just,
it's not gonna happen in my own backyard.
Put that housing there for residents or whatever, for is it low income housing he just built in Bankhead and different stuff. So so imagine this. Imagine you just out with your family, right? Say you go to the gas station. Somebody hands you a flyer and you go, God damn it, now this is the 100,000th time this month somebody, I done seen a flyer with my face on it. Usually it's on Instagram or whatever, but you look at the flyer and go, that's me? Hold on, this right around the corner? Fuck that, I got time. So it's like, come on, Avery, I'm gonna start handing out flyers with your face on it.
I mean, I'm not about to, I'll send somebody down. I'm not going down there myself.
And you got a lot of nerd challenging T.I. like he ain't just hear you was 1 and 2. Don't be 1 and 3.
He was up there talking about, hey, this my city. I ain't gonna do this my own city. This my city. I run this. I run Intel. You know where we at.
Hey, man. What did T.I. go to prison for?
All right, I knew you were going to. I was waiting for him to say this. It was the gun.
The gun charge. Okay.
But let me give you another one, because I don't know how far back in.
Didn't he have like rocket launchers or something like that too?
It was some extreme
choppers.
shit.
Choppers, what they call choppers, is like
it was some.
Yeah, so I'm just saying,
straight out of Rambo.
Right.
Like,
I'm just saying.
But let me give you another one, because I don't know how far back y'all go. But I lived in Georgia when T.I.'s first tape came out. Like we had this dude on tape, so I'm like a big T.I.
I'm serious, or even before that.
Before that.
Oh wow.
Real Southern.
I'm a big T.I. fan. So let's go back even further when he got in the beef with Lil Flip. And went walking door to door in Houston and got a black eye. So the boy is about that action, even if he got to take the L. That's why when he said that, I'm like, this is on brand. Why are you surprised?
Because he's made enough money. He's at a certain level where you don't have to do stuff like
and then you want
still
to
a man,
this.
Bro. That's the point. It's still principles, bro. It don't matter how much money you have or don't have. It's still principles, bro.
He wanted to say this because you just was on strike with SAG, and it was about using your image in, let me slow down when I say this word, perpetuity.
Oh,
you got to slow down when you say that. That's like making one of them sharp left turns.
When you try to use one of those words and then you stutter on the word.
Put your foot on the brake a little bit when you roll up on perpetuity.
Can't hit the curve too hard.
I remember the first time.
That's a T.I. word.
That is.
Down here using my image in perpetuity. Expeditiously.
Therefore and thereby.
Which I was laughing about when he was arguing with his son, because you realize he stole expeditiously from not Samuel L. Jackson. Who's the other old man?
From Joe
Morgan
Clark.
Freeman.
From Joe Clark.
Morgan
Yeah,
Freeman,
Joe Clark on fucking
Mr. Toombs, get to class.
What was it?
Expeditiously.
Lean on me. Lean on me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Love
he
that
stole that shit.
Want to jump? Go ahead. Kill yourself. It's quicker.
Expeditiously, Sams. You can still
Man,
go
that
in
was a
any
movie.
black room and bring up any of those movies.
Those are classics, man.
And that shit'll like bang, like any black room. Like I be seeing dudes do when I was back home in like Indiana, I see dudes doing like lines from Color Purple. Everybody just starts laughing.
You all knew it.
Bro, it's gonna be interesting. This new generation of kids, they're gonna be singing The Color Purple.
I have.
The new movie is a musical.
It's a musical?
Yeah. I like that they're doing it, but my issue is they're removing some of the struggle from the movie. Like they're softening it up for audiences. The Color Purple I saw was full of struggle, violence, and
Why? My question is, why are they releasing it on Christmas? It's like the color is not purple. The color is red and green. What the fuck are we doing?
That's a very interesting point. Why is The Color Purple a holiday family movie?
Yeah, it's like
it deals with
it's
abuse.
like we either get somebody selling crack or slavery.
You're right. However, like we just said, if you go into any black room where you quote these lines from these movies, everybody gonna start, joining in.
Well, I think back then,
So people enjoy it, however you want to put it.
I think back then it was one of those things where we didn't control our own narrative as black people.
That's true.
So we had to kind of take whatever black movie came out this year. Like my mom never seen the actual Wizard of Oz. She always showed me the eyes. And she always referred to and I would always think, what are you talking? Michael Jackson? I had never seen it. And of course,
that's what I was thinking. I was like,
you said the Oz. I was like, the Oz. You mean the
what
Wiz?
is it? Oh,
the Wiz.
You know what I'm saying. You know what the hell.
So Mike Jack.
Don't act like black people call
Richard Pryor was in that too.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor was the wizard.
Don't act like black people call movies by their actual name.
Not that fair. They don't call me by the right name.
Because what the hell is Child's Play? I ain't never seen that. I seen all the Chuckies.
They weren't called. The movies were called Child's Play.
It was called Child's Play.
You mean we
call it Chucky? That's what I just said.
No, you said it in reverse. You intended. You intended to.
Hold on. This is what I said.
You intended to. No. The words that came out of your mouth were in reverse. It's okay.
No.
It's cool, bro. We can let it go. I get what you meant. We get what you meant, bro.
Can we get the instant replay?
Bro, we can move on. We get what you meant. It's all right.
Nah, it's like in the NFL. I'm challenging that call.
Throw the flag.
It's all right. We know what you meant. We can move on.
I know what I said. Hold
you
on.
don't have to defend it.
Listen
It's all right.
to what I said again.
It's all right.
I said I ain't never seen Child's Play. I've seen all the Chuckies. Y'all didn't let me finish.
All right, I guess we listened too slow, fellas.
That's not what you said.
That is what I said.
When we do the clips on this, we're gonna have to run that back.
We're gonna put a nice little rewind there.
Right.
That is what I said.
They're gonna do a replay from the from the NFL.
It's just funny how much shit from like movies winds up like in our brains is like shit not to do, even though the movie's not real. Like on the way over here, he was walking and scratching a lottery ticket. And I was just like, Ricky! Like, come on, man. And I said to him, word?
Hey, man, that makes me sad even here, bro.
Yeah, I know. That movie still hurts, bro.
Didn't he?
Yeah, bro.
He was going to go to the school. He got a scholarship, bro.
Hey.
Yeah,
man.
I'm still mad about that.
He had just turned down that Army commercial.
Bro, let me tell you something. It was Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, and Ricky. Okay? That was the
you know
best
the
of them.
line. You know the line that always gets me in that movie is Cuba Gooding, which is also funny because Cuba Gooding became such a big actor. And I don't know if this is a testament to how good of an actor he is, but realize he's never been in another hood film since then. That like now, if I said to you, yo, I'm gonna make this movie about the hood, I'm gonna put Cuba Gooding in it, you would be like, no, that motherfucker's a well-trained thespian.
Yeah, his brother inherited all the hood movie roles.
So it's interesting. Some guys will do one role and never go back. And then there are guys who, again, like think about Stacy from the Wood.
Oh, yeah.
Big Stacy from
what
the
else
Wood.
was he? Oh,
What
he
is
was
his
on.
real name?
I know who you're talking about. He
was on
looked
what's
like
the
Easy.
No, what is it?
Snowfall.
Snowfall. Yeah,
he was on
killing it.
Yeah.
And you go,
Right, he was on that, right?
but yeah, he was killing it. But you go, yo, has he ever actually acted? Or is that who he is?
That's just who he is.
Seems like it's who he is.
As you know, working in the industry, sometimes they typecast you and they say, hey, you're this character, and they continue to hire you as that. Especially if you do it well, but they go, nah, you did it well. Do it well again. And he's like, all right. And you just take the job.
Michael Caine has a book about that. He said when Michael Caine, when he first started, all he did was playing Cockney roles. He would always be doing a Cockney accent. He was Cockney until he broke through that, and then So this dude's about to break through, but you just got to play that part until you can break out.
Sometimes you do got to say no, but back to you and your story. I don't know how we got off.
Oh yeah, we definitely
been in New York 12 years.
Did you come up here for stand-up comedy, or was it just to get out?
Oh man, that is a story there.
I'm ready for this.
We got time.
Yeah, definitely do.
Did I come here for stand-up comedy? I don't even know. Because around that time, I had just I'd never met my dad, and they had reached out to me like that previous fall. Like my family on that side, like this dude hits me up on Facebook. He's like, "Yo, we got the same pops. Hit me back." He's from New York.
Oh wow!
I was like, "What?" So I confirm everything, and then they fly me up to meet everybody in that February. And at the time,
you got flued out.
Come on, man.
Boy, you an Instagram thought. Let me find out.
It's different for family, bro. You can't say that, bro. It's not flued out for family.
You
bro.
got flued out.
You can't flew out your brother. You can't flew out your brother,
okay, bro.
Nah. You can't flew out your brother, bro. Anyway, so at the time when I came up, I was working in the country in Edenton, North Carolina, at a peanut factory.
Boy, that's country.
Overnight, minimum wage, which was like $7.75 or $7.25 an hour, 12-hour shifts.
Damn.
And so I came up here, bro. I'd never been to the big city. I thought New York was the coolest place in the world. And after I left, my brother up here, he was like, "Yo, I can get you a job, man, making like $25 an hour." And I was like, "For real?" I was like, "All right." So I packed up my car and I came to New York with that. And then obviously, eventually you plan to pursue the dream of stand-up comedy. I've always heard that New York was the mecca of comedy at that point. So, I
went to the big city.
Everything was just spiraling at that point, man. And New York kind of just happened. So I was just like, I just went with it.
Out of all of that he said, the one thing I'm curious about, Phil, is what did you do at the peanut factory? Like, what was your job? Like, you a peanut expert?
No, I was... what was I doing? I was on the assembly line.
Exactly what New Yorkers think Southerners are doing, by the way. Probably working at the peanut factory or some shit.
Shelling them.
Down there with George Washington Carver. Some nigga with the last name Carver running the plant.
But y'all be eating Reese's cups, so they got to come from somewhere.
That's true. We like Reese's peanut butter cups. I go, they're delicious.
Unfortunately, there's no Timberland factory here. There should be a Timberland factory here, but
Hershey, PA, and y'all linked up and had the Reese's.
No, yeah, it was actually the place I worked. They actually did do the peanut butter for Hershey's, and that was one of the things they told us.
Hershey, PA.
What did you do exactly?
So I worked on the assembly line late at night. So I think I don't even remember because it was so long ago, but I might have just like put the peanuts in the box and closed it or some shit like that. It's so long ago I don't remember because they had a line. It's like somebody.
Now you know Avery been up north for his whole life.
Somebody else like puts the nitrogen in it or whatever, seals it. And I might have been packing the box. I really don't even remember.
My family from the islands, so I lived in the islands for a little bit. I haven't been up here, but I have.
Really?
Yeah, my family's from the islands, bro.
No, I know your family's from the islands. Trust me. I seen you not wear no socks in July or whatever. For what is it? The festival?
Who does that?
Juve.
What island are you from again?
My mom is from Trinidad. My dad's from Grenada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
but you actually lived in the islands
for a couple of months. In junior year, my mother would send us.
It was a summer vacation
for the whole summer, about 3-4 months.
So you didn't live there.
4 months.
Don't say that like you had gas and lights in your name over there.
No,
you slept at relative's house.
People identify themselves. I identify as West Indian because I lived there 4 months out of the year.
West Indians are gonna have something to say about that.
Oh, they love me.
So anyway, like I was saying,
crazy. I know you all this time. I never knew that.
So you reached out. Your brother reached out to you, but not your father.
He was deceased at the time.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, you look alike, y'all.
Yeah, I have a sister on this side too, but me and my brothers look like exactly alike. Like that's why, like, when somebody hits you up out the blue, like, man, I'm your brother. You're like, man, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Then when you look at her, you be like, damn, that is my face, just with cornrows. So it's like,
that's crazy.
You know what I mean? You can't. It was just no denying it once we stepped in the room. Yeah.
But if a light-skinned nigga hit you up, you'd be like, nigga, what you want? You want Nigerian scamming?
Yeah, but with my daddy's strong, dominant African genes, I think light skin would have been pretty impossible.
Okay. So y'all have different moms.
Different moms, yeah.
Okay. Well, have y'all had that conversation with mom and what not?
What conversation?
Like about dad. I grew up with my father's side. Sometimes I'm like, what is that like? That's crazy.
I don't understand the question.
No, like, have you talked to your mother about like how was dad and?
Oh yeah. But it's
what was the?
Yeah.
Because with some kids, it's a parents will tell you you're an immaculate conception, or dad went away to college, or
no, I didn't get that.
So
story,
there's like
man.
a whole lie. So she had been telling you the truth the whole time.
Yeah. I didn't get that. I didn't get that type of story. Yeah. Or whatever. I just got the story. Yeah. He was a city slicker. That's a line I had. My mom was like, oh yeah, he had real pretty waves.
Your pops is from New York.
Yeah, he's from Brownsville.
Hey,
that's really interesting.
That is.
Yeah, but that was common back in the day. Dudes from New York would go down south, have kids, and come back to New York. Because in Brooklyn, child support can't find you for some reason.
Don't go there.
Yeah, you can hide from child support in Brooklyn. I'm not telling nobody to do that.
Stop
but
right at the border.
It's the truth. I don't know why they can't find you in Brooklyn.
You realize child support was only invented in like 1970, which I think a lot about those dudes in 1969 and how much fun they had. Just putting babies everywhere.
just leaving their family.
Ain't nobody looking for you.
That's funny.
Hey, Wilt Chamberlain got away with it. Wilt Chamberlain got dozens of kids just out
Does
there.
he? I thought he just had a lot of sex.
He has a lot of kids out there.
Really?
Yeah, he had a lot of. He fathered a lot of children and ain't taking care of none of them.
Well, you make a good point about 1970 because imagine if child support would have went after Genghis Khan. You know what I mean?
Farrakhan.
Genghis Khan got it. No, Genghis Khan got like everybody in like Asia pregnant. So child support would have had fun with him.
So he's Nick Cannon.
Yeah, like times like 1,000. Nick Cannon times 1,000,
okay,
bro.
Word. He was wilding out.
Wild style.
Anyway, so you didn't come up here to do comedy necessarily. Had you done comedy before?
Yeah. I was doing
in North
comedy
Carolina
for about 2 years in North Carolina.
Okay,
at that point,
you was making it happen. Where you was at down there?
I was in Durham, North Carolina. And I was doing comedy at my college, North Carolina Central University.
A lot of people get started
HBCU.
like that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I mean, my college was very supportive, and that's what made it happen.
I feel like it's a great environment to start comedy in.
But it is, bro. It's because you have like the big stage. You have like
people
the talent
shows,
and you have homecoming.
Show,
so imagine starting with those types of shows. It's like it makes it cool,
supportive and encouraging. Then you come to New York and go to a cold ass open mic.
Nobody
which was different. But don't get me wrong, they're supportive, but they still black people. Y'all saw my Instagram put the story about when I got booed in college.
Oh no, please.
They support you, but they'll boo you if you ain't right too. You didn't see the clip I put up talking about it?
They didn't see that.
Well, basically, I think I've been doing comedy for about 7 or 8 months at this point, right? And I'd done like the homecoming talent, the campus talent show before, killed it. People knew, Quan's doing comedy now. So I'm feeling it, right? And and they're doing another one of those shows, right? And so I'm doing the show. I'm like, it's just, man, I had the whole B&Do auditorium rocking, right? And I was going for it. Like some of these jokes I would not even tell to this day. But the one that got me booed is there was this blind dude on campus, like legally blind dude, right? Mm-hmm. And
legally blind,
right? He would always hang by you see him hanging by the street.
You just like, hey man, think about the girl from I'm legally blind.
POP.
Because you usually just hear people say they was blind, not legally
blind.
Yeah, I mean that's the term they gave us or whatever. And he would see him hanging by the street.
Okay.
He'd be like, hey man, you need help? He'd be like, no, that's okay. Then you walk off and you see a girl walk past. He'd be like, hey, excuse me, can you help me? He'd be like, yo, this dude ain't blind, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm essentially joking about him on stage or whatever. And the joke, I was like, you ever see that blind dude with the little stick? They was like, boo.
With no context, I probably would have booed.
That's all I said. And I was like, no, wait, I'm going to bring it back.
That's crazy.
Damn.
And I tried to, because I think I just saw the Chris Rock special where he did all the different countries.
Oh.
And he did something where the crowd like got a little rough. He was like, don't worry, I'm going to bring it back.
But you know.
So I was trying that and they was just
comedy
like,
is all about trust. They have to trust you. So Chris Rock can get away with it. And I believe what you're referring to is each one of his specials, there's a point where people boo him. And Bring the Pain, is it? He talks about Marion Barry, or it may be Bigger and Blacker, but he's in D.C. I believe it's Bigger and Blacker. And he's in D.C. and he goes, you got a mayor that smokes crack. He goes, who lost to the mayor that smokes crack? And D.C., being that it's D.C., and Marion Barry is the sacred cow, goes boo. Which, by the way, Marion Barry getting caught smoking crack. I mean, like we talk about how we didn't have Instagram Live back then. That you go, it felt like we did because you saw the mayor smoking crack, and he looked at the hooker. The bitch set me up, and you go, boy, DC is crazy. Yeah. What is going on down there? But yes, I was saying that to say the crowd trusts Chris Rock, so they'll kind of boo him for a moment, but then it comes back. Whereas with you, they didn't know who you were. They didn't trust
maybe
you.
they like the blind guy more.
But also, with all due respect to our people, at these talent shows, people want to boo.
Oh, no, absolutely.
So there were jokes that I was doing that was hitting, and people were, if I remember correctly, people were trying to boo me, but the joke would go over. Mm-hmm. And then the next joke would go over.
Yeah, they're already
some of them jokes started getting a little testing the waters.
I did amateur night at the Apollo, which is an honor, because just to get selected, it's like, well, I got selected. That's pretty dope. But then that audience, they told me, hey, they no longer allowed to boo the kids. You're first after the kids.
Good luck.
And them motherfuckers was waiting to boo. I think Capone kind of prepped them and was like, all right, this next dude, that was the kids, but this next motherfucker is grown. And then I heard boo. And then he was like, all right, what y'all gonna do if y'all don't like somebody? And they had been holding it in the whole time because they couldn't boo the kids. And even a little bit, I heard some people breaking the rules of like, because, you know, they booed Lauryn Hill at like 14, Dave Chappelle at like 15. Mm-hmm. The video of Lauryn Hill's still up. And you know what? You could tell she was going to be a fucking star because she finished. Mm-hmm. No tears in her eyes. She finished. And you go, she's not even bad. You niggas just want to boo somebody.
Yeah, it's a tough crowd in New York. We don't like anything.
Jesus Christ, man. Niggas done got on the C-train all the way up.
You're right. That's the interesting thing about New Yorkers, because you're right. New Yorkers don't like anything until they like it.
Yeah.
And then that's the thing I give credit to New York City is people will support you.
Oh, yeah.
When you're not like famous. Local people will be like at all the comedy shows like every week. Mm-hmm. Once you do earn their trust and their love. You know what I'm saying? So I give credit.
But you gotta go through it. They want to see you struggle. And but yeah, so Capone, I'll finish my story. Capone literally is like, you know, these next motherfuckers is grown. What y'all gonna do if y'all don't like somebody? Because he knew as a host, you have to let them get the booze out. And I'm talking about, boo. Then he goes, what y'all gonna do if y'all like somebody? Half these motherfuckers still booing. This next motherfucker from Indianapolis. And remember, this ain't no kid. He just short. Half the crowd already booing. You know what's great is it was the week after Ferguson. And I remember like starting half of a joke and them just booing. And I went, oh, y'all niggas still mad about Ferguson? Boo. And yeah, I met the Sandman.
Woo.
I got to meet the Sandman.
I didn't know that, bro.
There's a video of it somewhere. They had it up for a while, but they took it down. I wish I still had it.
So wait, they like this blind guy more than they liked your material, huh?
I guess they felt it was punching down or whatever they felt. But I think the joke I was gonna try to do was like, hey, I skipped him in line, like at the Pizza Hut line, and he went like this, nigga, I see you.
I put them glasses down.
And that was as far as it's gonna go. It wasn't even a mean joke, but
well, like I was saying, it's all about trust. Where Chris Rock can come out and kind of take a chance immediately, whereas and I mean, this is just my comedy philosophy. I don't have to necessarily agree, but I will do 2 jokes I know work before getting to the third of like, let me have some fun. Because if you come out and you miss on that first joke, the trust level goes down. You miss that second joke, oh boy.
Yeah.
And that's probably all you get with black people, whereas I feel like this white or mainstream crowd, they give you a little more room, a 3rd or 4th joke before they abandon ship and don't trust you. But black people, shit, you got 2 chances.
I don't know, because I worked in Times Square for quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if you miss those first 2, they'll not trust you too.
They'll start
and
having
that's white crowds.
Are you referring to the now no longer with us RIP LOL Comedy
Yes,
Club?
sir. Yes, sir.
We can talk about that a little.
Yeah, that was
and that's the unique thing about New York. I be trying to explain to people that it's a comedy training ground. I guess you could compare it to you. Are you familiar with the X-Men and Cerebro? That, is Cerebro, you familiar?
Yeah, I think it's more like the hyperbolic chamber on Dragon Ball Z.
Something like that. I'm not a Dragon Ball Z guy. I know that shit was too bright.
You know what I'm saying, Avery?
I get it. I get it. I'm with you.
Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean?
It's too bright. It causes seizures. I ain't really fuck with Dragon Ball. Whatever.
Wow.
But X-Men Cerebro, where you simulate training, is kind of what New York is. And I said that to say, like, the jokes or the show you do in the LES isn't the same as Times Square, isn't the same as the Upper West Side, say stand-up New York,
Brooklyn,
isn't the
Queens,
same as
Bronx.
Yeah, but
Brooklyn
I can see what Quan
Harlem.
about it.
So certain jokes, all of your jokes may work, but to a different degree. And that Times Square can be weird because you get tourists mixed in with some locals. And like we saying for LOL, did y'all want to say something about those crowds?
I was going to say Quan is
maybe
correct.
a little more than me.
You could say certain things, but once you lose them, then they're not going to boo you, but the table talk will go up. People be on their phones. They just kind of sit there looking around like, all right, like how much longer this guy we got to listen to?
Yeah, and every once in a while, they will talk back because remember, they're upset about the prices.
Yeah.
So
$21 for
due to be true, you say, what's wrong? I'm just waiting for it to get funny. You be like,
And they'd be like, these. Well, going back to the conversation we were having about, let me slow down a little, perpetuity and the T.I. and this flyer and the false advertising. For those of you listening, when we talk about comedy in Times Square in particular, they use what is known as barkers, which barkers are, for those of you listening, people that they sell tickets to
shows,
to tourists and stuff in Times Square and the tourist heavy areas. And one of the practices that comes into question is they like to sometimes lie about who's gonna be there tonight.
Bernie Mac gonna be there. Didn't he die like a couple years ago? No, he gonna be there. He's at LOL tonight, headlining.
He ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
I remember when I first moved to New York, and I was like, I thought Times Square was the coolest place. So I just go to Times Square every night. And I remember seeing one of those dudes with the sign. He was like, Comedy Central, Dave Chappelle. Remember, I'm fresh out the country. So I was like, Dave Chappelle. He was like, Dave Chappelle. And I just looked at him and I was like, nah, I'm not even. It just felt like a New York scam.
Yeah,
you know the stuff you see in the movies.
So you figured that out.
The stuff you see in the movies, I was like, yeah, because he was just a dude standing in the middle of the street with a sign. I was like,
Dave Chappelle's shit be sold out.
I just didn't trust it. I didn't trust it.
2 days of announcement, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, I was like,
sold out.
Guy with a cardboard clipboard gonna.
That would have hurt though, because being a dude from a small town, being in New York City, I was so excited because I'm like, oh, this is where all the people are that I've always heard about.
Right.
And if I would have gave him that money and then went there, I would have been crushed. I don't know if I would have went back to him like, yo, get my money back. But I know I would have been crushed because,
So we'll explain to the listeners. This is a little inside baseball or inside comedy. But for those of you listening, which like I said, this is why I took such an issue with Mr. Avery over here, acting like your image being used don't matter. It do. What we're describing is, like we're saying, the barkers in Times Square are sometimes to sell tickets, certain people at certain clubs. Not all of them. Some of them are good, hardworking people, honest. but a lot of them will, in order to sell tickets, tell you that a big name comedian is going to be there tonight, and they're not going to be there, which then for the performer, it makes your job harder because the person is just sitting there staring at you going, motherfucker said Kevin Hart was going to be here.
I still remember one of the
Right, but to just add to that, I wouldn't even put that on the clubs though. That is specifically to the barkers.
Well, yeah, I didn't
because the clubs will usually give them pictures of who's going to be on the actual
that
lineup
is a more recent
with their credits, but then the barkers.
There was a time
when they're in the streets, there
was a time where people
they're
didn't
independent.
Give a fuck what you went out there went and sold tickets, just sell them. So, and certain clubs have better ethics than other clubs. We won't name any names, but yes, absolutely. That there are some upstanding clubs who say, "Hey, if I find out you sold anybody a ticket and promised them insert famous comedian would be there, and they're not, you're off. You're not allowed to sell tickets for us anymore."
I still remember one of the last shows that I did at LOL that Quan was hosting. There were these girls that came, and I remember after the first person got off, they got up to leave, and why y'all leaving? They said DC Young Fly was going to be here. I was just like, here? Like, what?
Oh, we got Fly Young DC. That's who's here. We said Fly Young DC. Lying motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah. He on the 95,
Fly Young DC, not
on the
DC Young
95
Fly.
North show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that a lot of the comedians, we hate that because it just makes our job harder. Whereas if you just say, we got some funny, young up-and-comers, that's good enough. But
so I'm interested to know, Quan, you came up here, you said the first place you performed at was Identity Bar. What was the first comedy club?
Well, that wasn't the first.
Yeah, he didn't say the first.
Oh, okay.
I brought that up. That's where I met him.
Oh, okay. But where was the first comedy club that you
got past that?
it?
Let's
Got
use
past that?
Yeah.
Got past.
Oh, okay. Got past that. LOL.
And then we can explain to the listeners.
LOL.
Getting past means getting booked. So a young comedian, you'll do an audition. It's probably no longer than 5 minutes, 3 if you're really bad or really good. You get a couple of pause breaks. No brag, I've gotten a couple myself within that 3 that they go, you good. And then I've also seen some motherfuckers that they go, hey, man, get the fuck up off of there. I've seen 2 minutes. That's enough.
Yeah,
so for those of y'all listening, I know a lot of young comedians stay on their 4th hour in a year, and you go, no one's going to watch you in New York for an hour, bro. I'm glad you have that. You better have a strong 5. But go ahead, tell us more about getting past that LOL and your first club and all of that.
Well, working there, man, comedian Willie Lynch Jr., when he was in town, not like the letter Willie Lynch that was
comedian Willie,
which was written by a black academic to prove a point. It's not a real letter. Hope you
Bay Area black comedy competition
right
winner.
But also to clarify, that's not a real letter, so you understand why he goes by that name or whatever.
Very funny comedian.
Yeah, hilarious.
The homie.
Yeah, that's big brother. That's big brother to me, man.
Yeah.
He teaches me a lot about herbal healing and everything. But he walked me in there and told the owner, he was like, yo, put Quan up or whatever. And then
that's dope.
I was able to work there.
It's cool when it happens like that because a lot of clubs, you need 4 references, date of birth. We need a birth certificate.
Yeah, but when Roy was booking, Roy didn't care. Roy was like, oh, is he funny? Okay, put them up.
Yeah, Roy.
That's all Roy cared about, bro.
The game gonna miss Roy. One thing that Nico White always taught me, which this is an interesting perspective, which obviously he's younger than me, but I learned a lot from him. He's been doing comedy just about as long as me, but I forgot what club had closed, and somebody was bragging. Fuck that club. They never booked me. And it's like, really, if that's gonna be your way of looking at things, then. But Nico goes, yeah, the thing about it is, the more clubs, the more space we have. So all the people you don't like, you don't have to see them. Essentially, of like, say it's 5 people you don't like, the chances of bumping into them are less. They're over there at insert club here, the fucking Chuckle Hut on 96th Street or whatever the fuck. And you don't see them. And I was like, that's a great perspective on it. Because a lot of times we like to be real personal about it. Well, they didn't book me. Fuck them. And it's like, well, now the clubs that you get booked at, those 25 guys or whatever are now trying to take your money over here at the next spot. So
So Willie Lynch walks you in. Does Roy put you up that night, or did you have to come back to do a spot?
Man, that's fuzzy. I think it was that night though.
Yeah, how'd it go?
Yeah, because Willie, it went well. I mean, that was so long ago. I don't remember exactly.
How long did it take you between, kind of starting out at the open mics, which, by the way, I remember you from the mics, which I remember Quan acapella.
Come on. Man.
Remember the stage name, Quan?
Come on.
A lot of black comedians have stage names.
Wait a minute. What was it?
Quan acapella.
Why you gotta bring that up? See, this is why you don't do interviews with people you know. They always bring it up. So
good for people to know. Somewhere there's a black comedian who has, his name is something different, and this is gonna inspire him to be first name, last name.
My name wasn't inspired by coming up with a comedy name. No, that's not what that name came from.
You was Big Kev.
I'm big.
No. He was Big Kev HD.
Oh, HD. All right.
Who was the H and the D for? Pause. What's the D for?
I don't know. It just
wait. You didn't have a reason for HD?
I was copying Marshall Montano. Marshall Montano, soca artist. He called himself Marshall Montano HD. So I was like, oh, cool. I could be Big Kev HD.
Who? Marshall Montana.
It's a West Indian. He's a soca artist.
Maybe you was over there longer than 4 months. You
Marshall Montano. And I was like, he's HD. I could be HD too.
Look him up. So hold on. Let me deal with him. This wasn't your Instagram name. This was you would tell when they say, hey, what do you want to be introduced as? You would tell them, Big Kev HD?
Yes.
High definition?
Could be. Huge dick, maybe. Possibly.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, pause.
Hey, yo.
Don't get uncomfortable now.
Hey, yo.
Don't get uncomfortable now.
Nah, you can't just drop that out with us.
Now.
Come on.
So you said HD because another guy said HD.
Hell yeah, I thought it was cool.
Hey, yo.
I thought it was cool.
Yo,
man.
Phil, why are you saying like that?
No, I said it because he's grown at this point. You started comedy later, right? How old? About how old?
I don't mind. I started in 2014. So I was about 30-something, 34, whatever it was.
And you
33.
took the name of another motherfucker? Like, okay, Nico, which Nico probably won't mind me. He's one of my good friends.
That's
but
out
my
there.
point is,
it's out there.
Nico had a stage name, but he was 14. Nigga,
Hey,
you're 30-something.
I liked how it sounded.
And you looked at another man and was like,
I thought it was cool.
HD, I'm going to take that. The Big Kev,
cool.
I get it. You're tall, you're big, you're Kev.
It needed a little extra seasoning. HD was the paprika. You know what I'm saying?
The more listen, young comics, listen, the more names you have, the more embarrassing it is that you bomb. Which I'll confess, my first 3 shows, you know how they ask you or you got to sign a sheet of paper, which that's how long I've been doing it. You had to physically take a pen and sign a sheet of paper. I wrote Philly Phil. And I was Philly Phil for 3 months because I was like, I don't want my family. I got a lot of family in Indianapolis. And I started at Crackers Comedy Club, and I didn't want someone I went to high school with coming in and throwing rocks at me. Fuck you, you suck. Phil Hunt.
Crackers Comedy Club?
Yeah, I know.
Who owned that? Paul Mooney?
Yo ass.
You know what I mean?
Crackers. Someone do an impression of Mooney real quick.
First of all, this is the Crackers Comedy Club.
Crackers.
You don't have all the saltines everywhere you look. All the tables are square.
I missed the hell out of Paul Mooney.
I know, man.
That's what
everywhere you look, we stepping on crackers.
Good conversation about the OGs kind of dying off, Dick Gregory, Paul Mooney, that were like, someone has to move up into that space. And I was saying how Chappelle has become a little more serious, that it's like, that's necessary because we don't have Gregory or Mooney. But no, so yeah, the first 3 times I signed up under that name, which I went to a strip club one time. This is a separate story, but this is a reason for doing this. And I remember they had written on the door in a handwritten note. It's actually Pure Passion back in Indianapolis. Best time of my life. Met a young lady named Blessings. Anyway.
So many questions. Go ahead.
Anyway, they had a handwritten note on the door that said, no women by themselves. And I remember talking to the manager there, because I spent a little bit of money in there, not to brag. It's the west side of Indianapolis, though. A little bit of money is what, about $75? Anyway, I was talking to the manager. The manager was like, we put that note on the door because girls will find out other girls work here and then come in and boo them.
Damn.
And, harass, fight them, whatever, throw shit at them. And they were like, we know men coming in on business. So women can come in, but you have to have a man
You mean as far as women patrons? Okay, I got you.
Yeah, because they, like I said, they would come in and the manager's like, yeah, they was throwing pennies at one girl, Boo, bitch, you wasn't pretty in high school. You ain't pretty now. I knew you wasn't shit. I always knew you was gonna be a stripper. You ain't shit.
That's
bitch.
damn near like racist. That's some.
Well, yeah, it's just mean.
You know what I mean? To throw coins at somebody,
it's just mean.
Yeah.
But I said it to say that's why I feel because you go, yeah, man. That dude you fought in third grade will go, Phil Hunt.
You can't give me no crap because I know Kevin Hart when he started, he was Little Kev the Bastard. And he won many competitions as Little Kev the Bastard.
Which I love, by the way. Did y'all watch Headliners on Netflix?
Oh, yeah. I loved it.
It was good. It was inspiring. Chris telling his story, Chris Rock and Kev
Kevin
telling
Hart,
his story.
yeah.
And I love Keith Robinson being the OG and being like, you're not Little Kev the Bastard. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
What's some of the worst stage names y'all heard? If y'all can disclose.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't
I don't think
really
I remember.
I heard of one called Big.
You know
Puddin'.
what?
Wait, what was
I
Nico's
called
name?
it
Big Puddin'.
Oh,
and
You were
that
about
made
to
me
mention
laugh.
Nico's stage name, his first name when he first started.
Yeah, it was the Junior Kang of comedy. Kang, K-N-G. Kang like Kang the Conqueror, who got conquered. Jonathan Majors. Anyway, but my point was, like I said about Nico, he was 14, nigga. You was 36.
Hey, man, name sounded cool.
Your ass is crazy.
It looked good on a flyer, too, like Big Kev HD.
I guess what I wanted to ask Quan was about, you won New York Comedy Club's comedy competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
What year was that? Tell us a little bit about that. And, the process, how many rounds, how long y'all was doing.
Man. Well, I think in 2018, I was still trying to get past at the club. And, I would obviously go by from time to time, hey, can I audition or whatever? And, hey, I'll get back to you. Then they send me an email and say, hey, you want to do this competition this fall? I said, of course. And so you do the competition, and I think the first 2 rounds are 5 minutes a pop. And then the final round is 10 minutes. And so everybody that makes it through, you do the final one. And we did it at the East Village location of New York Comedy Club. And man, that was an interesting night, bro. Cause I remember I was just I was doing so many sets, bro. And everybody was looking out, letting me get stage time because they knew I was doing the competition or whatever. I'm saying, bro, I don't even know how many sets I was doing, but I was not getting on stage.
Just going hard.
Yeah, I was training like an athlete. That's what I know. And I remember the day of the competition, man, I was just really nervous. I'm just trying to get there. And Eagle Witt saw me, and he saw me being nervous, and he was like, yeah. he said the future of black comedy is on your back.
That is a little bit how it be feeling when you in these competitions. You
look, and then Greer Barnes was sitting beside him, and he just looked at him and was like, yeah, nigga.
Perfect for Greer Barnes.
And I'm so nervous. I'm nervous, but it's funny, and I wanted to laugh, but I couldn't because I was nervous, but it was I was like, yo. But it was funny, but I just couldn't laugh because I was so nervous, bro. But yeah, we do the competition, and I remember, what's his last name? Sam Evans, I believe his last name. Yeah, Sam Evans was in it.
Here in New York for the.
And I remember they called, I think number 3 was, I think it was Jerron. I think number 2 was Pedro.
Pedro was in that with you, Gonzalez.
I believe Pedro Gonzalez. Yep. And then I turned to Sam. I'm like, man, I know this is about to be Sam. And then there was Quan Wiggins, and I was like,
that's nice.
I was just looking around and that's stiff. And everybody was like, go up there. And I was like, oh, I was so lost. I did not expect to win.
But you didn't expect.
I did not expect to win at all, bro. And I was so confused.
Was it judges and audience, or just
I think it was a combination. There were scorecards on the tables for the audience. It wasn't noise.
I prefer a competition with both because if there's no judges, then someone can be a complete hack and just be ripping. you know, and then you lose. And then if there's judges, the judges could be biased. They have their favorites. So I like both. And when I did March Madness and got runner-up, it was audience vote each round until the finals. And then there were judges, which you go.
I thought you did amazing because I remember that competition that year, and the people he beat out are some really, really funny people. I mean,
I remember I didn't want to come because I didn't want to make you nervous, and sometimes that happens.
But all the boys, everybody was there.
Nah, I know.
Johnny was there.
But me
was there.
specifically, we're so close
everybody was
that
there.
I was like, I don't want to come.
I mean,
nervous
after what Eagle and Greer did, I don't think it would have hurt nothing, bro.
That's an interesting thing because sometimes I think in New York, like, the rooms are so small that almost there's always someone watching. Whereas, you know, when I was in Indianapolis doing comedy, it was rare that someone you respect so much would be sitting in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So being in New York has gotten rid of that. And I mean, obviously doing the mics too, you essentially are performing for your peers. So you kind of get used to the idea that, oh, somebody might be watching. Like I remember doing March Madness and my fucking hand was shaking. Who the fuck was in there? There was somebody there that I was like, and you know, sometimes in New York too, they don't know that you like look up to them. I'm like, this motherfucker's so good, and he in here wishing me good luck. I better fucking kill, but I remember my fucking hands shaking, and I think New York gets rid of that a little too. It's like the whole nervousness going on stage.
You got no choice.
I know. LOL
you do it so much
for me.
It's a Shark Tank, man.
And you also face it. I don't think it's about not being nervous. I think you just face it.
You have to have no choice. Otherwise, you can't perform. Anywhere you go, Mocha.
Like back in the day,
Expressions.
I don't know if y'all two were around at this particular junction of the club, but Ha Comedy Club combined with LOL Comedy Club back in the day. And I was doing Ha. And when they combined, they had over at Times Square, which they used to call TSAC, they had 3 rooms going at once. So literally, you would come off one stage and say you didn't do well. And they would be like, you're on in 5 minutes up here. And you ain't got time. You know, typically you got maybe 1 show a night, maybe 2. So in between going from one show to the next, you can kind of clear your thoughts of like, oh, this is what I did wrong.
Yeah, I tell you what, I like that about LOL.
You didn't have time then, like I said, when they had the 3 rooms going at once. It was like, oh, you did bad? Doesn't matter. You're on in 5 up here. Oh, you killed? Doesn't matter. You're on in 5 down here. Yeah. So yeah, I did that for about probably 6 months. Next thing I know, I had no nervousness.
Yeah, it makes you stronger. You be in front of people, you have no choice. Like you don't have time to sit there and be like, oh man, I didn't do. You're on in 5 and you're doing like 20 minutes. You go to the next one, do another 20 minutes. So it makes you stronger.
What do you think you got more nervous for, the fights or for performing, Avery? Which do you think is similar?
I'm not even gonna hold you. I was more nervous for the performing. I knew.
so the thought of jokes not landing was more fearful than the thought of a punch landing.
I could take a punch and I could hit you back, but if I bomb in front of these people, I gotta walk to the back and then see all these comics looking at me like, yeah, man.
And you would rather get hit in the face?
I would rather get hit in the face.
Your ass crazy.
Seriously, I could take a punch, I'll rebound and hit you back, but when you're bombing, you can't hit nobody on stage. So it's like, all right, I'm throwing these out. Y'all ain't laughing. It's a long
Charleston White if you can hit somebody.
Threaten people on the stage.
Oh, no, that never worked.
Charleston White
it did work. I've done it before when I first started.
People from stage?
Yeah, when I first started. Yeah. Because I was doing a show in college at UNC Chapel Hill, right? The Kappas were putting on a show. Yeah. And they was like, yo, Quan, come through. And I came through when there was 2 dudes hosting on stage. For some reason, the host just started roasting me out of nowhere. They just came on stage. They was like, yo, it's this dude named Quan Acapella on the show. This nigga's black as shit. He looked like Young Dro. And I wasn't even next. And they were just roasting me.
A little bit.
So I'm sitting in the seat. I'm just pissed, right? I'm pissed. And they finally called me to the stage. I walked to the stage angry, right? And I was like, yo, I can't even remember what I said. I said, yo, I want y'all to know, man, I'm from Durham, North Carolina. And to them 2 dudes that was talking shit, I will shoot the shit out your ass. And then I was like, now everybody make some noise. And they was like, yo! And then I was doing one joke that was like, I was in the middle of the setup, and they tried to fake laugh me. And I was like, keep playing. I'm gonna shoot your ass. The crowd was like, yo!
So you can shoot people, but can't make fun of blind people.
You can threaten to. Yeah, but this was at a different college, too. And on top of that, the dude tried to approach me after the show, bro. This dude from UNC, this great, prestigious school, he was like, yeah, where you good at? I'm like, dude, go to class, man. Go to class. You go to UNC, get your degree, and get a great job in life. You know what that was about. You disrespected me. I said something back. Boom, boom, boom.
Let me ask you this. I might have missed this. So why Quan acapella? Did I miss that? Did you explain it? Because
no. That wasn't a comedy name. Before comedy,
come up to New York, call himself Quan acapella.
Right. Before comedy, I was a party promoter. Did I tell you that before?
Well, we didn't get to that part. I was going to ask you about it because I knew you.
Yeah. I don't know if you knew that, but I was a party promoter before comedy. So when I was trying to come up with a name, and I decided I wanted to do it, because I was so broke in college, blah blah. I said I'm gonna throw parties, and I was trying to figure out a name. And at the time, like some stuff happened with my mom, so I basically was on my own in a way since I was 17. You know what I mean? And I'm like looking through like the thesaurus or something, like trying to come up with a name. And I came across the word acapella, right? Which means to make music without instruments.
Yeah.
And I looked at that and I was like, yeah, to make success without the help of others. And so that's what it meant to me. So I started throwing parties under the name Acapella Productions.
Did you spell it, the dictionary, or did you have like
I definitely spelled it a different way. It wasn't that phonetic. I just added an extra L. That was all.
Add a little.
But yeah, so then I went around. That was a company name. It was Acapella Productions.
Put on a flyer though, didn't it?
No, but it was Acapella Productions at first.
A lot of HD. A long name to put on a flyer.
A lot of vowels.
Quiet.
Like UAAAC. No, that's not a vowel. I'm sorry.
Bro, y'all the worst niggas to tell your life story in front of.
Speaking of which, man, you got any like upcoming shows, or where can they follow you at? Because sometimes we forget.
Oh yeah, we didn't even social media. Go ahead, bro.
Blood and play social media.
Quan Wiggins on every platform.
On everything.
Look at that. Wiggins.
Quan Wiggins.
No more acapella.
No more.
I think we could get into the show now.
Wait a minute. Hey, how we doing on where we at?
It's 8:00, bro.
But we only got here at like 7.
No, you're good.
See, we said an hour. We hit an hour yet? I bet money we ain't hit an hour yet.
Hit an hour.
An hour.
Damn. Yes. Do you think I just say things to just say them?
I just like to challenge Phil. Just
Jesus Christ.
Makes it fun.
You about to be 1 and 3. Keep it up.
Hey, whoa.
You about to be 1 and 3.
I don't fight no more.
No more.
I don't fight no more.
That's because they banned you. They said, boy, don't, whatever.
Technically, he's, what are you, 1 and 4?
Who else did I fight?
Tommy Egan in the Punisher.
I knew that was coming. I set
Tommy Egan in the Punisher, bro.
Fought Tommy on Power.
Bro, please make sure to follow Quan Wiggins at Quan Wiggins. And I know y'all been watching the show a long time. We see y'all watching. We see y'all subscribing. Please make sure to like, comment, share on our show, all our platforms. It's at I Don't Know Though Pod on Instagram, on YouTube. You can follow me, Avery Mason Official on Instagram, and follow Phil. Now, we coming up to the end of the year. I'm going to ask you this one more time. You've been saying no every time. Can you please spell your social media out for the people?
You know I don't do that, man.
Come on, Phil.
It is at I am Phil Hunt. That's PHILHUNT. If you can't spell at I am, I don't want your dumb ass following me.
That's unbelievable.
Every time, man.
You know how many people probably can't spell that? You just kind of push them out the frame. Give them a break.
See, we got to stop trying to help stupid people.
Just let them do it.
You got to stop doing that.
If it wasn't for stupid people.
You know that thing that says,
if it wasn't
do not drink on bleach?
Yeah. People would
You know how much cheaper your rent would be if we got rid of that? It'd be less people. That means
more apartments?
Yes. I mean,
I didn't know that's where you were going with that, Phil. Dang. That's hard body.
Remember we had a trash,
that's hard body.
We had a trash compactor at work, and you know that like label that shows somebody climbing in, and you go, every one of these stickers that exist is not there because somebody didn't do that shit. It's like, who the fuck would climb in a garbage compactor? It's stuck. Hold on, y'all.
Right. No, but when I worked at the peanut factory, there was like this big machine there, and it had to be cleaned. And they were telling me when I got there doing orientation, there was a guy who went in there to clean it, but forgot to like hit one of the safety measures, the off or something or whatever. He ended up dying in there, whatever, as a result of that.
No.
So,
damn.
yeah, I mean, these things happen, and sometimes you're just doing a task.
It was that dangerous.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Stop helping dumb people.
Yeah, that was frustrating when they tell you about all the ways you can die, and they be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna pay you $7.25 an hour." You be like, $7.25 and I could die? Are you serious? And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Yo, is this regular?" And everybody worked there like, "Mm-hmm."
Yeah,
You're like, "Okay."
Have y'all realized that we are parents now? Meaning, like, when my mom would always talk about she wanted some Converse All-Stars, so she got a job. They were fucking $12. That's what she'll tell us. Can you be? My mom was like, and she'll say, my grandma was like, your grandma came downstairs and told me you need to get a job if you want some $12 shoes. And you go, $12? That ain't nothing.
Right.
Whereas now, every time you say $7.25, it's like federal minimum wage is like, I don't know,
Almost
14, 15.
No, it's not.
No?
It's still 7
And
or 8.
I don't think it's $10 nationwide.
You know, you're right.
Well,
This is a New York
my point
City,
is,
New York State thing.
It ain't $7
Yeah.
no more.
I think it is in some states, actually.
My first job,
I think it is in some states, yeah.
my first job was $5.25 an hour. Hollywood Video.
First job, I got $7.25 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
First job.
Well, New York's always higher.
Yeah,
I was in Indiana,
cost of
so
living.
$5.25. They was like, figure it out.
Right, which is insane, man.
Hold on. Don't say that like you was making $100,000.
Nah, but I can't see getting paid $5 an hour.
$7.25, boy, y'all got it rough. Y'all was slaves. Shut up, Avery.
Right, like that $2 make a big difference.
Right.
It make a big difference.
Would you make an extra
I ball out in
$16 a day, extra $16 a day?
I ball out in Indianapolis.
I remember I worked at UPS, which we used to always say it stood for underpaid slaves. But I remember they had all these long rules of what you couldn't do. And then we start figuring out, like, yo, people quit every day, like mid-shift. You could do what the fuck you want. But I remember this one dude took it too far, named Jerry, and he wore a FedEx shirt. He's like, I just want to see if these motherfuckers send me home. So he on the truck, they done told everybody on the belt about him. Like, yo, Jerry down here in the FedEx shirt. So one of the managers, which we used to get, I think those shifts would be anywhere from like 3 to 5 hours, depending on how fast you could pack your truck.
Mm-hmm.
And so we used to get like a 10-minute lunch, literally. 10 minutes of like break. Then they would ring the bell back on the truck. So one of the managers comes over or whatever, goes, we heard you got a FedEx shirt on. And Jerry's standing there and they like taped up that FedEx. So they took his shirt and put tape across it and was like, you can go back to work.
Damn.
We was like, see, they don't give a damn.
You got work to do, bro.
But
I just want to mention this too. I want to give you your flowers while you're sitting here. So for those of you watching, you know I had my birthday comedy show recently. It was a great success. We sold out the crowd. Everybody killed it. These guys here crushed it. Justin Ramos, Nico White, John Ovalas, DC Williams, Eva Evans. Thank you all so much. You did a wonderful job. But I also want to give Quan his props because Quan did a nice ad for me. You know, I'm not the most technically proficient person.
okay.
And I can't do, you know.
So if you're not technically proficient, why is your name HD?
That has, that's a great name. Anyway, Quan is the wizard at designing ads for TikTok, and he was kind enough to do one for me because I did a flyer. Mm-hmm. And these days you need something visually. When we spoke about it, he was like, you need something visual. They got to see you. They got to know what you did. And I was like, all right, bro, let me see what you got. And he put together this, I don't know how he did it, put together this fire ad that got a couple thousand views on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
And also on Eventbrite. And I believe it helped contributed to the success of the show. So I want to thank you for that. So if you want somebody to do some work for you, editing work, this man right here could do it for you. You ain't gonna get my discount. I'm just saying he'll do it for you. You gotta talk to him about that.
You shouldn't even told him you got a discount, man. You didn't have to put
I'd have known him from the day.
You gotta work on your selling skills, Kev.
I don't mean you got to give it to them. but just thank you very much, man.
No doubt.
We had a blast at the show. I mean,
But yeah.
You were one of my mother's favorite comedians. Like, she came home asking me about you. I was like, why are you asking me questions about Quan? I'm just saying he was funny. I was like, all right, Mom. Like, okay. It's just like, you're making me uncomfortable right now. That joke was so good. How long has he been doing it? You know, just was weird. So my mother might want to talk to you, later on Instagram. Just,
Okay, that's all right. Yeah, a couple of comedy mothers were there. Justin Ramos' mothers was there. And Rashad Bashir's mom was there. Yeah.
That's so nice.
Nice to see that type of support, especially when you've seen them over the years and you just like, hey, mama, because you've seen them so many times.
Yeah, you've seen so much.
That's all right.
But
I do miss that being in New York of like being able to have the family come out.
And support
shit like that. It's always strange to switch.
Yeah, but it was a good time and we had a blast. Shout out to Comedy in Harlem. Thank you very much for hosting it. And this is just the first of many. We plan on doing more of these. So if you want us to come to your town, send us a DM and maybe we can set something
Which is
up.
It's a little different. Like, okay, because I was on your show too, which you haven't fucking mentioned. But don't worry. No, shut the fuck up. Quan was great. Your mom loves Quan. I feel like I don't want to hear it. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's between y'all, man.
Nothing worse. Everyone knows every comedian's worst nightmare is when they come by you and you standing by the table and the other comedians is there and they look at the person standing next to you and you go, you were the best one. And then they realize you heard and they go, you were great too.
I didn't get to Phil Hunt. I also want to thank Phil Hunt, my co-host on the show, for closing it like the champ he is.
But I wanted to say...
My mother also liked you as well.
Sure.
I know how it sounds.
Like a lie.
Sounds bad, right? It sounds bad.
Whoever went says,
But then she didn't say nothing about me. You should feel good. She was like, oh, your friends are funny. She liked you.
So, anyway, before I forget... There was somebody at the show. There was one person, which I always focus on the one person that ain't laughing, that was on their phone, and then they was texting, and then they was talking. And it was your birthday show. So I didn't want to cuss him out because I was like, this might be his family. So I just held back, which now you remember, you wound up like Westbrook in the bubble. Remember Russell Westbrook was in the bubble? And he's intense and how he's always screaming at the audience and heckling people or whatever. The motherfucker dunked or hit a three or some shit. And remember in the bubble, there was no fans. It was family.
Yeah.
So he's walking down the court, he hits a three or whatever, looked up in the crowd. Yeah, bitch ass mother. And somebody was like, yo, it's my daughter. Like, what are you doing? So I ain't want to wind up like Westbrook in the bubble that is like, bro, all that intensity, you don't even look right on a birthday show being like, shut the hell up, I'm trying to tell my jokes.
That was funny. And I know who you're talking about. We won't say the name, but yes, it was.
You do know the person.
I don't know them, but I know who he's talking about.
Oh. Yeah, I ain't gonna give the full. I gave him the full detail. It was like, this one motherfucker right here,
hilarious.
Speaking of Westbrook and the bubble, y'all checking out any of the NBA stuff right now? And the tournament just finished.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk about it, but congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers
and GOAT James.
Okay.
And GOAT James.
You know who he beat. I know who they beat.
We forgot you have Shannon Sharp. Yeah, I'm personally invested.
He got LeBron James beard.
As a Pacers fan, which everyone hyped us up. And I'm like, I've watched every game. We all right.
Y'all the future.
We not that good, though.
Y'all the future.
We won all the tournament games. Got to the finals against the Lakers and got thrashed. And since then, we've been like 1-5.
That tells me y'all the future.
Actually, I think it's 2-5.
2-5. Y'all the future.
Which the Lakers have lost like 4 in a row, too. So everyone's now talking about maybe they got to have it later or give it a break.
Let me ask you this, Phil. Are you okay with your team being the future? Not the now, the future. Are you okay with that?
No, because the future's always later. You could say that until, 2030, we the future. No, you either now
that they traded Sabonis
or you nothing.
Right? He didn't want them to trade Sabonis.
So now this is what I wanted.
Personnel decisions about organizations are always frustrating, bro.
This is what I wanted.
I don't know what they be thinking about. It seems like they don't be thinking about winning when they do personnel decisions.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to point out to you about LeBron, which motherfucker's such a class act. Just that he's a billionaire and took $500K from my Pacers. It's like, bro, we need that. $500K in Indiana, boy, that's
you don't need that money.
$500K in Indiana? Boy, that's like $300 billion. They Jeff Bezos with that $500K. But
well,
no,
if they wanted handouts, they should have went about it in a different way.
Well, the thing that was great was LeBron was actually talking about it. He's like, well, the G League guys get paid too. And he's like, I seen them in the parking lot. I told them, I got y'all. That he's like, they only make like $100K. So $500K to the Lakers or whatever. LeBron's, I feel like
nice
a
little bonus.
I feel like Jordan wouldn't have. Jordan would have been like, I'm not playing. Player 95 will be there for that. Remember our whole childhood when he dubbed us and was never on any of the video games?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
95.
We had player 99 in NBA Live.
I mean,
Right.
99.
I think Jordan, he would have done whatever Phil Jackson told him to do.
Is that what he does? Just whatever Phil Jackson tells him.
Essentially.
I wonder, could Phil Jackson have coached a player like Draymond Green? Could he have calmed them down before we got to where we're at? If you've been living under a rock, Draymond Green has been suspended indefinitely from the NBA for actions considered detrimental to the game. He choked somebody. He stomped on somebody's chest.
Well, this time he's
been suspended indefinitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense though. It's
gotten out of control, which I pointed out last episode that Draymond, it used to be you could understand what he did because you go, it's the second round of the playoffs, game 7. Like, the stakes made it almost acceptable of like, he's in the heat of the battle. It's the fourth quarter. That last incident where he choked somebody, the score was 0-0. You go, motherfucker, you came out the locker room like that?
Agitated.
I mean, that shit was on your mind. That was some shit that happened at home that you came out.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, I don't know if the NBA will, it's not technically their responsibility, but I think brother Draymond needs some therapy.
Yeah, they're gonna.
But the simple fact that he lashes out the way he does continuously, he needs to. He should have some
Rodman,
they're gonna make him do some things before they let him back.
Like you talked about, could Phil?
He's just too violent. He doesn't play a fighting sport. He doesn't play. It's not even a violent sport. It's basketball.
It's not a contact.
And he continuously is stepping on people. Whenever he gets angry, he's doing these things or whatever gets him there. So. I think he needs to work that out.
But no, I was saying, like you said, you brought up Phil Jackson. That maybe like Rodman, he needs to go wrestle. Remember Rodman was fighting Hulk Hogan and all that shit. Of like in the summer, they would get that angst out.
Well, I don't know that that's who Draymond is. With all due respect, I think Draymond's one of those people, he likes to fight people that aren't going to fight back.
I was just about to say that.
Interesting because, as you say that, this time it was, for those of you listening, it was a center for the Phoenix Suns, Nurkic.
Nurkic, yeah.
Who I can't quite pronounce his first name. We ain't even gonna do that. But Nurkic, it was great because Nurkic didn't retaliate.
Sure didn't.
And then when they asked him, he had no smoke for Draymond, which you're in a sad place as a person. When the person you punch just goes,
fight back.
No, he just said, that brother needs help. And you go, that's it?
Well, everybody's been watching this pattern of behavior, though. It'd be different if it was the first time. You might be angry, but we've been seeing him do this for such a long time. It's like, hey, man, what's going on, bro?
Adam Silver, has given us this in-season tournament. He gave us the play-in tournament. It's time for something new. The NHL, there's a fight every game, and you just go to the penalty box.
Yeah,
I think he might need to.
Yeah, but basketball's not violent at all, bro. Basketball's not aggressive. What are you doing?
It's aggressive, but it's not that aggressive. Like
it's not aggressive. You're bouncing the ball and throwing it in the air.
Dunk on somebody, you
bounce the ball and throw it. Please, it's soft ass basketball. Get out of here, bro. It ain't no aggression in basketball. Stop
in the 90s,
y'all love to tell that lie. You bounce the ball and throwing it in the air.
Dunk on somebody, you don't yell.
Bro, that is not aggression. That is not aggression. It is not an aggressive sport. Leave it alone.
I was disappointed in my Pacers because back in the day, Reggie Miller would challenge you. Him and Jordan got into it. Him and Kobe got into it. These new Pacers just let the Lakers take the in-season championship and didn't even push nobody. Come on. Malice in the Palace. That's us. That's what the fuck we do. So, I mean, you're technically right. It's not an aggressive sport. However, and that's what I'm saying about Draymond.
That's all.
No, but this is what I'm trying to say about Draymond, not you. But it's not an aggressive sport, but you could always say it's game 7, okay. But this nigga Draymond, regular season, first game, preseason smacking niggas. Did you see what he did to Nurkic that I was like, I have never seen a roundhouse punch before.
He said he was trying to get loose from it.
Bro, all you need to do is take him to the court in Brownsville and say, hey, when you get fouled or get mad, do that to one of these dudes.
But to your point, hold on.
He'll get out of the system, get whooped a few times. He'll be like, you know what? I should keep my hands to myself.
But to your point, like you brought up two y'all brought up points that I want to just cover real quick. You brought up Artest and you brought up like him knowing who to pick. He had, I think the Lakers were playing the Warriors and may have been a playoffs a couple years ago, and he had to face off against Ron Artest. He wasn't pulling none of that with Meta World Peace. He wasn't pulling that with him because Ron was like, all right, I'm here for it. Like,
when was this?
Yeah, a couple years ago. I saw the clip.
It might have been a rookie, him.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago on Instagram. But I saw it, and they got into it, and Ron was like, all right, what you gonna do? Because Ron crazy, you know.
He had to get his weight up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, Ron wasn't playing that, but
he didn't bump into Ron Artest. He bumped into Meta World Peace.
Meta World Peace, but
that's a whole different.
Still got the same frame.
You know, that's like Big Kev HD.
Oh man, you ain't gonna let that go. I love that name. That was a great name. Look good on a t-shirt too.
Ron Artest got on my nerves with that shit. It's like, nah, you didn't ruin my championship contending Indiana Pacers.
That's what he.
And now you're a fucking Mr.
You know what?
That's
maybe doing the suspension, Draymond could fight. What's his name? Paul, what's the Logan?
Logan Paul.
Yeah,
there was something.
He should fight one of the YouTubers.
I saw.
Go and get it out of the system. Fight one of the YouTubers.
He gonna get knocked out like Nate Robinson.
Wait, what are their names? Logan Paul and what's the other?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, I think, is the one that's good at it. Yeah. He should fight Jake Paul.
Well, speaking of NBA stuff, which, by the way, Ja Morant is back, which he don't pull that shit with Ja. You know, John got that nipple. Ja always got a tiny ass gun too. Ja ain't never got like an AK. He ain't got no Draco, shotgun. Bro, he's like Omar on the Wire had the shotty.
Bro, he's like that guy on Harlem Nights where they would light up.
Shoot that little ass gun.
Hey man, stop shooting that little thing. That little thing ain't doing nothing to you, man.
But nah, this is what I wanted to talk to y'all about.
That was a great comedy scene.
My favorite running joke currently revolving around basketball is that the Pistons have offered these 5 free boneless wings if they win. The Pistons are currently
bonus wing. Who the wings going to?
Atomic Wings.
Who are the wings going to?
The fans?
Anybody.
You said 5 free bonus wings for what?
You didn't let me finish.
Well, I'm waiting on it.
You cut me off. I was giving it to you.
Talk about chicken. We get excited. We get excited
to
talk about chicken.
No, not me. I don't eat
I get excited about chicken. Go ahead.
Fair Quan. I don't eat that chicken.
I don't eat.
Boy,
it has nothing to do with that,
down there around them birds. Quit playing. Came up north talking about he don't eat no chicken. Anyway.
You know I only eat fish, man.
The Pistons currently have an offer going in Detroit that if they win, you get 5 free boneless wings from Atomic Wings.
Who is getting the wings?
Fans. The fans.
So
how are you not
the fans who were in the stadium are getting the wings?
Yeah, the fans in the stadium. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, are you just going by the drive-through and like, here go 5 extra wings?
You got to show what, the game ticket?
Probably got to show you a ticket. Like how I was there.
Okay.
That's tough.
So the joke is that the Pistons have lost 25 games in a fucking row.
Yes, they have.
One of the longest losing streaks ever.
They're about to break
a
record.
History. So that's my favorite running story. It's just every time they lose, people just go, y'all ass ain't never getting them bonus wins.
Damn, that's rough.
25 games. That's a long time to wait for 5 free boneless wins.
I wonder how much money they're losing because how much they paying Monty Williams? 6 years for
he's one of the highest paid coaches.
They ain't won.
Which let me ask y'all, would y'all rather?
Yeah.
Would you rather be a winning coach and just making like a casual, let's see here, how much is Monty Williams making? Hold on, let me Google it. I got it.
Damn. Wings, but boneless
He's being
wings?
paid
on top of
$13 million overall. So. Hold on, that's per year?
That's per year, bro.
Wow, yeah.
6 years.
78,000 over 6 years. Would you rather be making $13 million and losing or making like a cool $1 million and winning?
I take the $1 million and win because when your contract's up, you could always negotiate for more.
Yeah, I think because you can kind of leverage it of like championship. Now you can get endorsements.
Mm-hmm.
His ass ain't about to get no endorsements for nothing. Not unless it's some loser shit. What's some loser shit that's sold?
You got me, Quan.
Loser shit. What you taking? You gonna take the $13 million a year and lose, or are you taking the $1 million and win?
I think it depends on the contract.
Would the winning doesn't stipulate the contract?
Sometimes the money's guaranteed. You ever hear about some of these? I know in college it's common for a coach to get fired, or I think in any league, common for the coach to get fired and sit on the couch and still make like millions a year.
Yeah. Sometimes,
so if it's guaranteed, don't matter either way.
Well, that's like the. Well, no, I'm saying, which would you rather?
I'm telling you, if it's guaranteed, don't matter.
It's both guaranteed.
Both are guaranteed.
Don't matter.
You think you could?
Because if it's guaranteed, if it's guaranteed that I'm going to get that full contract.
Both are guaranteed.
Right, but I'm saying in the situation with the 13 mil, if it's guaranteed I'm going to get that full contract. But if I'm winning with the 1 mil, I got the potential to earn more. So both are good deals.
You tell me you take 13 million and lose the record.
Essentially what Quan's saying, the losing wouldn't goddamn bother.
Yeah.
Quan like, I'll be in line getting them free bonus wings too. Hey, man. What you doing in here? Y'all supposed to be at practice.
That's all right.
Whatever.
With it.
Who cares?
That's crazy.
It's the American way, man.
Quan, like, I don't give a damn.
Give me that bag.
I think that winning would catch up to me, man.
That's crazy.
You know, I actually wish that sometimes for comedy that we had seasons. Because, a lot of motherfuckers brag about, I've been doing comedy 30 years. You've been doing it wrong for 30 years. That you go, like, if you had a record, like how you got a fight record, if you had, like,
how many hits and how many bombs.
Yeah. That some of these motherfuckers, like, you've been bombing for 30 years. That's what's been
we got to take you off the road for a little bit.
Which actually, I would prefer the bomber because it's like, at least, like, there's something to work on where it's like, if you just
go up.
If you was just mid, it's like how, NBA teams, they'll be like, they need to tank. We need to just get another draft pick.
We can get that number one
Go
pick.
ahead and start over.
You know who I wish could start over? This is a wild segue, but I've been dying to talk about this since it happened. I don't know if you had any more NBA or NFL stuff, but I just wanted to ask about this. Jonathan Majors has been officially fired by Marvel for being pretty much convicted of simple assault and harassment, first degree.
The charge is confusing because I believe, if I'm correct on this, they found him not guilty of assault.
Yes,
but they found him guilty of.
Yeah.
They say he was responsible for causing harm to somebody and trying to escape from her or something like that.
Well, from what I read, it was.
They say he's not guilty, but he's responsible for what happened. So it's
putting her in the car, and then they said like her finger was like broken or something.
Yeah, but so if I
it was confused.
Understanding correctly, she had his phone. He tried to retrieve his phone, and she got hurt doing a retrieval. So they said you're responsible for trying to regain your property, which is
Let me correct myself. It was misdemeanor assault in the 3rd degree, recklessly causing physical injury, as well as harassment in the 2nd degree. Which I don't know what harassment in the 2nd degree is. When you see the video of him running,
but the harassment is or assault is him trying to retrieve his phone.
Probably
that's the action that they're calling assault.
I guess the harassment was him not stopping when she was like, "Come back here," and he was running.
He was supposed to stop like it was 1942 or some shit.
You know what I like about sports, like we were just talking about, is that, at some point, when these leagues were trying to clean up their image, they went ahead and put in place mandatory stipulations. If you're caught drunk driving, you miss a minimum of 5 games. DV, like you got the boy that just came back in Charlotte, Miles Bridges. He missed a whole year.
Whole season.
So it's like, I like that these people go ahead and put in place, and I think acting and SAG needs to go ahead and put in place this is not necessarily, well, I mean, it's not equivalent, right? You don't play 82 games or 82 movies in a year, but just they need to go ahead and put in place like what you would lose, because it's blowing my mind that, Jonathan Majors is running down Canal Street away from this girl, still got charged and was losing stuff before it was ever proven that anything was done.
Yeah, but that's the climate that we're in. If a male is accused, then according to the company, that's the same as being guilty if you're accused, and so they go ahead and take everything away. So
I would like to,
and that's what the world is. I don't think it's anything you can do about that.
I would like to even see special stipulations put in place, because I was obviously having this discussion with somebody earlier. It's the hot topic or whatever, but I was telling them, I said, yo, black men are 7% of the population in the U.S. and 90% of the falsely accused and wrongfully convicted. If you look up overturned convictions, the Central Park Five, all these different people, let's talk entertainment. What's my man? We just named him, Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
Lost work, and the camera came back from the hotel that this woman accused him. Let me finish this though.
Irvin too.
And that's Michael Irvin. Lost a year of work. The camera footage came back. This woman is groping him in the hotel, and and Michael Irvin lost a whole year of work. And it's like, there needs to be some sort of, I don't want to say penalty.
I don't think that's,
but just like I said, for black men, 9 times out of 10, Freddie Gibbs spent 2 years in an Austrian prison, or was it Hungary?
Hungry, I think.
And then the girl, they said, we got the camera footage. That man went back to his room and went to sleep. You know what the girl said? That must have been a dream. Well, you're going to have a dream, your ass is in prison too.
Yeah, there was no reciprocation for that. An apology.
I actually thought this was kind of noble, but I searched for this type of maturity. Was Freddie Gibbs actually said, they asked him something about Me Too, and he was like, nah, I feel like it's necessary. I have a daughter. And I was like, wow.
That's
right. But
mature.
that's the thing about it. It's unfortunate that, a lot of people who are falsely accused are collateral damage. But then you kind of got to have it, because there are people who are going through things, and they need a safe space to feel that they can come forward.
Right.
If they feel that, let's say that something did happen to you, right? And you just didn't have the best lawyer and they lost the case.
That's what happens 9 out of 10 times.
No, I'm talking in the terms of women, right? If something did happen to you and you did lose the case, and they said, well, since you can't prove it, we believe that you're lying, so now we're going to charge you. So if you put those types of situations out, then who would feel comfortable coming forward when there's a potential that they could be charged?
Oh, you said they would be charged?
Yeah,
right. I never said they need to be charged. I didn't say that.
Okay,
I said there needs to be stipulations for black men of, hey, you can only do X, Y, Z if accused of this, because just like we're saying with Michael Irvin, that footage release, he's lost a whole year of work. And even if, other corporations don't want to be associated because they just saw that headline, and let's be real, when these accusations go down, it's 5,000, but when it's exonerated or cleared, it's, in tiny print. It's in big font when you're accused, but small font when you're cleared of all charges. And I wanted to point
the only way in the court of law that you can have a life after going to court one of these situations is you either have to have a pair of tight gloves like OJ, or the woman has to shit on your bed like Johnny Depp. That's the only way you getting out of this.
Well, I wanted to point this out to you though too, because you mentioned when I said about Freddie Gibbs and the daughter, and you was like, well, the accused needs to have space to come forward. My counter argument from him, I thought that was great that he said that, because I was like, wow, that's, for someone who's been falsely accused, that's very mature. But I think we need to maybe do a little more focus on our black sons of, you also have a son, or you may have a son who's black. And now this thing, so I think we get a little too emotional about, I got a daughter. Yeah, but that doesn't mean someone should have to get locked the fuck up with no proof. But back to Jonathan Majors, my point was...
Hey, Phil, you be pausing people before they can have a rebuttal.
Oh, my bad.
He be like, No, but hit you with the, hold on a second. Put the church finger up. Hold on a second.
You not to respond, and then you go to a new topic. I be like,
I was coming right back to Jonathan Majors. It's not a new topic.
Get your church finger up.
He said,
that wasn't a new topic. I was coming right back to Jonathan Majors to say about what I was saying.
If that cat was a lawyer, he wouldn't let you cross-examine. He's like, hey, hold on. I got some more evidence.
Order in the court.
Objects.
But nah, I was coming back to where we started because I went kind of far. But my point was, like I said, with the NBA, NFL, that they have DUI, X amount of games you'll miss, this X amount of games. If found guilty, then this. Clause. If found innocent, then this. They have all these clauses in place. I was saying that to say, when you look at Jonathan Majors, he lost more shit than Alec Baldwin did for shooting a white woman, and he ran away from one.
Yeah. You know what bothered me the most about him running away? He's a slow runner. She was in every single frame that he was in.
Like, this is true, but I think that's a very serious point you brought up. Alec Baldwin killed somebody.
Yeah.
And lost less than somebody who was running away from somebody and trying to retrieve his phone.
Jonathan Majors lost.
That's a real point to bring up. And you could almost say, well, I mean, the only common factor you can look at and go, well, it's a white dude. You know, and it's a black man.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin, though, he was found like he wasn't responsible for it. Like there's a little bit more nuance to that, but I understand where you're coming from, like with it.
The loss of life?
Yeah, but
you're not responsible.
Filming the movie.
That's like on some stand your ground type of bullshit.
No, well, what happened with Baldwin was he was given a prop that he thought was safe. When you're on set, when you get the gun, you have to go through the whole step process. They show you the gun, they show you the blank, they load it, they fire a test run so you can see. They show you that it's plugged in the front. So he was given that, and he was under the impression that was what it was.
So if we put this in terms of, you know, a person's family member, if you heard your family member was shot by Alec Baldwin or your family member was running away from her, I don't give a damn about who did what with the prop. You were responsible for this life that was lost.
I mean, I understand that, but again, it was not supposed to be.
I mean, we could
I hear you, but no. No,
I feel
I'm with you, Quan.
No.
And the point I was making was, you know, like I'm saying about being falsely accused, it back to what you were saying, which I've seen everybody post that narrative. He runs very slow. It's like, this is a playful run. This is a lover's run. We all caught that, right? It's like your girl ain't never hit you, and you ran like slowly away from her.
It looked like a lover's run to me. It looked like he was running as fast as he could.
He was having a little bit of fun with it. He put a little speed on her, but my point was the boy wasn't running like he was at the fucking combine. The boy was it's like two lovers, like
And he was running for a while. You're not gonna be running top speed for that long,
right? Like how Ghost and Angela was running that damn picture or meme or GIF or whatever that people show where they're running around the thing, and it's like he's not actually trying to get away from her. But I said it to say TJ Holmes, that the dude TJ Holmes that was on the NBC or whatever. Remember, he got caught having an affair with white lady. What was her
coworker?
name?
Yeah, I don't
Amy
Robot?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, I can't pronounce her name. I gotta slow down. That's like perpetuity.
I said it faster.
But my point was, remember, he got suspended.
He did,
and she got to keep working. And you go, hold on.
Yeah,
two consenting adults.
Whenever it's a black, there's a consistency. Unfortunately, when there's a black man and a white woman, just like the coach, what is it, Ime Udoka?
Udoka,
yeah.
How these are two employees, and then they punish him first. I don't know if they ever did anything.
No, they never did.
But yeah, if there's ever a black man and a white woman situation, unfortunately, America being America, there's always going to be a punishment. And maybe there's even an anger towards the black man for dealing with that white woman because the punishment and the let's take everything from you is so consistent that it seems that there are still some people who are obviously against black men dating white
men. And that's why I said,
or interracial dating.
You know, obviously white men suffer too, but when you see it, you see accusations. At worst, they may lose their job. At worst for black, your ass going to jail.
You losing everything though.
Yeah.
You losing. They're taking every single thing away from you, so it makes you curious when you see these things happen. Like, what's the real motive?
There were some actors that have done way worse things. I remember Robert Downey Jr. had a period where he was just drugs every day and he was still working.
And he's Iron Man.
Never took nothing from him.
So you do go.
And then the Flash guy.
Yeah, Ezra Miller.
Yeah, that has all those allegations and different stuff. And that's why I said,
and then Woody Allen.
That's crazy, too.
I just would like to see. I mean,
and Woody Allen, and nobody bothers him.
Look how much Diddy has lost, wrong or right, however you feel.
Yeah.
Look in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, how much Diddy has lost, and then look at Trump about to run for president
again
with the same allegations. Hell, Biden got some allegations. So
Biden
going
is
back
a creepy
to
dude with around children, bro. No, you'll see the clips, and he'll be.
You gotta say allegedly. You can't.
Allegedly, the videos are out.
We're just trying not to get sued, okay?
I don't want to.
I don't want to.
He's allegedly creepy.
Let me hold your son.
And smelling their hair, and
you gotta say allegedly. No Tasha.
I hear you, but seeing these videos of the way he acts around children, it's just like, whoa.
But no, but that's why I'm saying with Trump and with Biden and different people, and I mean Bill Clinton, come the fuck on. That it's like Diddy can't go to the studio, but this guy can run for president.
Yeah, it's a two.
Can't piss Ciroc no more, but Trump can run for president. So you go. That's why I said, I would be in favor of seeing them honor a little bit. Like, black dudes always getting falsely accused. I mean, what is the movie? I might watch that tonight. The Brian Banks.
I mean, those Diddy accusations are kind of.
Look, I said wrong or right, however you feel about them.
I hear you, but if those things are true, man,
that's crazy. Some of them had to. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them because he paid. Because I'm like, all right, she started coming out with details. He's like, nah, just go away.
But y'all know Jonathan Majors came to court dressed like fucking. Dressed like a Black Panther.
Hilarious.
That shit was so funny. And all I heard was Chris Rock say, "Get your ass a decent suit." when we was talking about Michael Jackson. Came down to court dressed like Captain Crunch. I almost would take them charges the other day, making good.
I mean,
kind of came up.
He doesn't come up. Yeah, that's not bad.
Kind of came up.
He gonna be all right though. He gonna be all right.
Some bad shit got to happen, so some good shit can happen.
Maybe we get another classic. We might get another classic movie.
But celebrity relationships don't be lasting. So you lost everything.
Look at Will and Jada.
In the celebrity relationship.
I just smell my fingers every couple.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Oh, shut up, HD.
Oh.
Shut up. HD.
Oh my goodness. Oh, by the way, before I forget, speaking of black on black, we got a black owned brand that's sponsoring the podcast now.
Oh, shit. Look at that.
Yeah, making moves, man. Shout out to Julo.shop. They were all over the comedy show that I had for my birthday. Gave out some nice gift bags. And if you're interested in some of this stuff, it's a lot of premium black owned brands. It's on Julo.shop. And because it's the giving Christmas season, here's what I'm going to do. If you go on there right now and you order something, bro, I'm going to pay for 5% of your order just by you using the promo code Avery. And that code is attached to Phil's bank account. So technically, he's going to pay for 5% of your order if you use the promo code Avery. Thank you so much for your Christmas gift to our listeners, Phil. We really do appreciate it.
How about our other sponsor? Go ahead, plug them as well.
And also our other sponsor of the show, Magic Mind. You know, look at Quan. Look how lustrous his hair looks. And that is because he drinks Magic Mind in the morning. And if you want to look like Quan, okay, all you got to do is drink your little bottle. It replaces coffee. It's better than any drink. It's natural. It's got ashwagandha mushrooms.
We'll have you on point.
Yeah. You'll be sharp.
I swear by it.
That's right, man.
We would have brought some, but we drank it all.
We drank all of it. We need to get some more Magic Mind. But if you want to get some Magic Mind, Phil will also pay for 20% of that order by going to our code magicmind.com/IDK Tho and use the promo code IDK20 and he will pay for also 20%. So that's combined, that's like 25%. Man, why are you so generous all of a sudden? This is Penthouse.
Well, you like the new Max.
Yeah.
Had a whole commercial break.
Sure did. Gotta remind you,
whole commercial
gonna
break.
run it down there in the lower third. So we get the money out the way real quick. And advice too. We gotta do advice, man.
Yeah, we
We're
got
doing
to
on
do a
time,
little
bro.
advice. Let's do a little Christmas though first.
Christmas.
Y'all got Christmas lists? How old were y'all when y'all found out that Santa wasn't real?
Probably about 9.
I heard a kid in Starbucks the other morning, and it took everything in me not to turn around and go, word.
Well, I think I was always confused about the Santa Claus thing as a kid.
Yeah.
Because I lived in the projects.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Santa came down chimneys. And I was just looking around like, how is Santa? They said Santa Claus is coming, but I'm looking at the projects like, how is he?
They didn't
come
think
in
about
here?
that loophole, did they?
Yeah, I was confused about him before I really knew he wasn't real. But I was like, are you sure?
Yeah. They didn't think about that.
I don't know if they could make cartoons where he's
Even
coming to
now,
the
I
project
seen-
so kids will have a reason to believe in the projects. But I
Santa
just
coming through the
didn't.
window, like, hey.
Then
that's
in
not
LA,
Santa.
he got all that
Yeah, I
red
don't know.
on.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, hey, cuz.
So where you know you at?
Can't come around here like that, and you damn sure bit not bring Rudolph, cuz.
Yo, if some gang members rolled up on Santa,
Mm-hmm. Santa's not safe.
But
Yeah,
man.
I think I was 9 when I was like, Santa's not real. My parents were
You
like,
figured it out.
No, they told us like, yeah, we're not getting you that.
And by the way, your grades ain't good enough, so Santa wouldn't fuck with you no way.
Yeah.
You'd be like, damn, this is crazy.
You failed math, so you canceled Christmas because I failed math. It's extreme.
What's y'all favorite Christmas gift that y'all ever got?
You go. I answered the
I don't know, man. I think to my recollection, I think it was a Xbox.
yeah.
Word.
And what made it good? Oh man, I was such an ungrateful child. But like, so I told my mom. My mom knew I wanted one, and she was like, "I just ain't got the money for all that. I can't do it."
Kept it real.
And I was mad all year. I was like, "Man, I can't never have nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? All my friends got everything. I can't do." I'm cussing my mom out. Then Christmas came. She was like, "Him," and I was like,
She was playing.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
But my mom was so good with those surprises, like, I ain't got it. And then Christmas, she always got us everything we wanted. We might not have got it throughout the year, but for Christmas, we always got it. But she played it. She played it. She played that game.
Kids refer to it as trolling now.
Yeah.
Trolling you.
Bro, she got me.
And
But I'm embarrassed though, because I was like, man, I hate it here. Like, where's my dad? I'm gonna find him. Like,
you mature enough to go back to her and be like, thank you. I don't know what I was saying and all that.
I don't know. I think I brought it up to her as an adult, but I don't think she thought of it like that seriously.
Word.
But thinking back on it, I'm like, dang, I really was just
really went in. You thought it was real.
Yeah.
It would be tough.
I think
I had 4 brothers and sisters, so there's 5 of us. So there was some years where they was like, man.
Oh man, y'all gonna have to get
This
this.
is a great episode of Everybody Hates Chris about that, where literally they bought the other kids stuff.
He ain't get nothing.
I remember he was kind of like you, where he was going off, and then the mom was like, I didn't get you nothing because I figured you were more mature and that you wouldn't cry about it. And then he was like, what? I'm more mature? Word. Hell yeah. So sometimes it's literally that of like, you kind of gotta, and I know you understand now from the parents' perspective of like, boy, the 25th, that's right next to the 1st. Like, look, man, we might not got it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't always get gifts. My birthday was on December 20th, so sometimes it'll just be like, hey, take this card and I'll see you in 5 days. So you get a cake. I never, know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had a twin, so we didn't get all that. I want to think my best Christmas gift ever was a Nintendo. I remember opening it that day, and it was the whole setup, and I was just like shocked.
Video games is
it was amazing.
Yeah, but that's what you wanted.
Yeah,
true.
That's what you wanted.
Gift.
I got like an X-Men pinball machine, and that shit like had legs. It stood up.
That's crazy, bro.
I got a PlayStation that one year, and it's funny. Remember they used to have the sample games.
Yeah.
My mom didn't understand that it's like that's not an actual game. That's one level.
What's all that there?
Hilarious.
It's 9 games. Like, what's all that there?
I remember I had that shit for a good 2 months before my daddy was like, boy, we'll go get you something to play.
You beat the thing like 60 times.
Yeah, you done beat the same goddamn level of Final Fantasy VII. One level. You a master at this one level of Final Fantasy. Or remember they would have like the racing game, but you could only play one track.
Yeah.
Or they would have like NBA Live, but you can only play with one team or 2 teams.
1 or 2 teams, yeah.
But let's do some advice.
That's crazy. You took it back. All right, Quan. So every week on this show, we try to help our listeners out by answering questions that they may have from a perspective as comedians and grown men. You understand, folks, now that we're not experts, okay? We're not trained in this. We don't have any degrees. So whatever advice we give you, if it works, great. If not, hey, I don't. Good luck. But it's free and there's no copay. So we like giving this advice for them. So, I mean, we want you to jump in with us if that's okay with you.
Okay.
Mind giving some people some advice? And let me find a good one here. I like the good questions that are ratchet. Here we go. First question. Would it be petty if I publicly shame my neighbors for spending money on food delivery after they started a GoFundMe? One of my neighbors just posted on one of those neighborhood apps with GoFundMe asking for money for a car repair. They say the car repair will eat up all the money they put aside for Christmas. In general, I don't have a problem with people making these kind of requests, but I do with these particular neighbors. They live in an in-law suite at their mother's house, don't pay rent or childcare. Both the parents make good money. They constantly order food delivery. I know it's them and not the mother because the mother constantly complains about them spending money on food delivery. The mother hates it because the kids moved in under the premise of saving up to buy a house, but they're nowhere near their goals, and the mother thinks they should have hit that goal several years ago. Now, normally this would be something that needs to be taken care of in private, but they made their money issues public by posting on the app. I'm debating saying something like, in the future, you should speak to a financial advisor who can help you save for emergencies like this by learning how to cut out luxuries like eating out and food delivery. A friend of mine thinks this is judgmental and petty. I think people deserve to know who they are sending their money to. At this time of the year, most people are in truly need, even the most basic things. And I know a lot of people in the community who think those people deserve help first. The neighbors are making it seem like they're actually needy. Now, this is definitely a woman.
Wrap it up.
She wrote a lot. Yeah, cut off a woman, she'll jump through the screen and get me. The neighbors are making it seem like they're actually that needy. Do you think it's petty for me to do this? To report them?
Report them to who? I'm sorry. It was so long. I got lost.
Yeah, it's
report them to who?
She wants to out them. She wants to
publicly snitch on them.
Publicly shame them.
I think people who do donate money want it to go to the thing that they're donating to. But I also kind of wonder, is she like or the person, are they like a federal agent?
No.
Because they have so many details about these people. That's why I was kind of going like, yo, how do you know all of this?
They were really bothered.
You know, so as far as advice, if you're not a federal agent, I think you should apply to be a federal agent because you do a really good job of watching.
I don't know how long, which sometimes I do it.
And now how detailed.
Jump to the end, please.
And the person knew everything about the family, so, you know, that person could really be a fed.
I think she should talk. Has she tried talking to them?
She just wants to put it on Facebook that they lying about.
You being
No, I think the skills would be better used not being petty, but being an agent, being a federal agent.
But don't make a show of it. Just go to them personally, talk to them. Then if it continues, maybe a little public shaming. But people do that a little too much now.
I say I take a different approach. Mind your damn business. It's none of your business. If you didn't donate to that GoFundMe,
because I have seen some people do a GoFundMe and then you see them out in the street.
Yeah, nobody wants to get got. Nobody wants to get got.
You kind of go, wait, I thought you was having surgery and sick.
Right. You don't want to be a victim of that.
No, it is a little shady what they doing, and she's rightful to say that. But like I said, approach them first, and then if it doesn't stop, maybe hit a shaming tactic. But the thing about that is, you always got to be ready for the payback. Yeah, because they'll start a GoFundMe about your shaming tactic.
Yeah,
it'd be like, it hurt us, the mental stress from
my wife
making that Facebook post. Yeah. And then you'll look at the goal and be like, they got another 10K. But we'll wrap with this.
How we supposed to eat, Mom?
I wanted to say this, that I'm still over here thinking about them boneless wings, which I like atomic wings anyway, but
you want some
25 game losing streak. You think if they hit 30 game losing streak that they should just say, all right, if we lose by 5, we get free fries? Something. They gotta do something.
It's not gonna make the season better for them. You know, at this point, it's like
that's how you know your team is gonna be bad that upcoming season. If they're like, if we score 100, y'all get tacos. Because if you were a good team, you'd be scoring 100 all the time.
All the time, yeah. Damn. Well, at least they get another draft pick. They probably get the number 1, and maybe they'll be better next year.
Well, we got to wrap it up. Go ahead and find us at I Don't Know Though Pod on all social media.
Mm-hmm. On YouTube,
TikTok, the whole 9. Quan Wiggins, one more time, your handle. Tell the people where to find you, upcoming shows.
Quan Wiggins online, and all my show information are on my social media. And that's Quan with a Q. Don't do no K's, man.
Avery.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. All right. Happy New Year. This is probably going to be the last one of these until next year. But we really want to thank all of you for subscribing, watching, listening. It means a lot. Thank you for supporting the podcast and everything me and Phil have tried to do. And I also want to thank WTF for providing us with the space to do it in Phil's penthouse.
This guy.
What?
Won't be satisfied.
Black Santa, thank you very much. Y'all please have a safe...
Black Santa be late.
Yeah, why can't he just be Santa? Why can't he just be Santa?
He about to go to work right now.
5th.
I just got my gift.
Why can't he just be Santa? Why he gotta be Black Santa?
But thank y'all so much, and we'll see y'all in the new year. Happy New Year. See y'all then.
I was sitting for 2 hours, so my ass.
And free Black Santa.
Free Black Santa, free Jonathan Majors.